Okay. Good morning. Good morning. July the 21st. Happy Monday, everybody. What is going on? What's happening? Had a good weekend, solid weekend. Worked ourselves to the bone on the venue, getting things tuned up for the wedding of the century. How you guys doing? Hop on here and tell me how you're doing on a scale of 1 to 10. See what is happening. Yeah, I believe Steve's going to hop on and join me this morning. Coffee's good. I was in that precarious position of probably needing a third cup during the live, so I had to switch to the big cup, get the rest of the second cup in there and go all third. So first world problems over here. How you guys doing this morning? Hop on, tell me how you doing on a scale of 1 to 10. Just texted a bunch of people and said, hey, we're live. Gonna be live. Steve's gonna pop in here, I think, any second. Dave Howard, how are you? Good to see you. Catherine Thomas. Dave's a 10 today. Howard the Duck. I do have to apologize a little for my Jeep/duck rant yesterday, but we got out and around yesterday, and there they were coming at us. Shaking my head. Alex Redmond, good morning, my man. Good morning, handsome. Back at you. Dave Howard, vacation mode. Good for you. Dave, did you know Pete Peters? I think you did. Sorry to see him pass in the last couple days ago. So I know I knew him, and I see his face, and I don't know, it must have been from the triathlon world, Dave, or running or something, but GC looks familiar, and I may have come across him at like Peak Performance back in 09, 10, something like that. But I can't remember. But anyway, it looked like you were a mutual friend of his. So sorry to hear that. Good morning, Dave Brackett. How are you, buddy? We got to catch up. I missed you a couple times last week. Let me get you filled on the goings on. 21 Digital is here. Oh my God. Holy crap. We've been promoting her for months and months. Bailey shows up on Instagram. Good morning, kid. I love you. Hope you have a great week. Pop your handle or whatever it is you kids call it today in there. Wendy's been sharing it every day. So guys, if you're looking for help with your social media, as I say every day, Bailey can help you. If you're shooting content and you're just terrible at posting, or you might think you're good at posting and you're really not. So schedule a call with her, get on and find out what it would take to take it off your plate. So she's working with actually more and more of my clients all the time, which is kind of cool to see. So anyway, so welcome. Matt Moore is here. Good to see you. Shot a legit 90 yesterday, Dave Brackett says. So one might ask, why do you have to say that it's legit? Why do you have to say it's legit? Dude shoots under 100 all the time, but when we play together, he shoots a 140. I don't know what that's about. Oh, geez, yeah, just not feeling it. Man, can't get a hold of that slice today. Coffee is especially good, and you may have picked up already on the fact that I slept well last night, up into like an 85, which is unheard of in these parts, other than from Wendy, who hers just says corpse. Doesn't he say 94, 95? Because I'm telling you, that's how I know you didn't cheat. Oh yeah, that's a mulligan. Mulligan is a first shot on the first hole, Dave. That's it. After that, it's game on, all right? Unless it goes down towards the gator. And then if it's near the gator, we don't mess with that one. We just take a drop, right? Especially, yeah, right. Well, guys, I wanted to talk today. Steve's going to pop on. He's just headed back from the gym. But what I had scheduled today before he and I connected was talking about building small wins to build big belief. All right. Confidence doesn't come from hype. Good morning, Josh Baker. It comes from follow through. Like self-doubt weakens when you start keeping promises to yourself, right? That's how you kill that self-doubt. Just make those small promises. Keep them. Keep the small promises. The fastest way to build belief is to stack small wins every single day. just every single day, getting out for that walk, hitting the trail, doing your stuff, keeping your commitments to others. You don't feel confident, you build it. Okay. It's not a personality trait, it's a byproduct of action, right? People have said, people, I think in my time, people have thought, wow, he's kind of cocky. No, I'm really not. I mean, I do talk a lot of trash, I'll give you that, but mostly out of fun. But I'm confident. All right. I'm confident. I just try to be confident, and you get more of what you focus on, right? So it's like I said, it's not a personality trait. It's a byproduct of action. Waiting to feel ready to do something is the number one trap. Small, consistent wins create proof that you can trust yourself. Nike says, just do it. That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Give it a try. I was watching a thing on Hormozi today, and he was like, you don't get to age 85 and you don't want to have any not have any great stories. So, do the thing, ask her out, go to the show, take the trip, run the race. Speaking of that, I want to congratulate Rick Durgan, a buddy of mine that finished Lake Placid yesterday, and also Sean Snow, who finished despite a multiple flat tire situation. I haven't read his write-up yet, but Wendy was just telling me about it on my way down, so had to wait 20 minutes for a new wheel and still finished. And his daughter, Steph, finished in great shape, 5th in her age group. So I don't know if that's a Kona slot or not. I'll get caught up on that stuff. Yeah. But Rick did well. He's like 11:33 or something like that. Torrential rain, from what I understand, Dave, just about like that year you did. I think 2008, the year that I was sick. Yeah, I meant to text you yesterday and tell you he was racing, but shocker, I didn't know about it either until Maddie jumped on yesterday and said he was racing. So I sent him a text the day before the race just to say good luck, and in true Durgan form, didn't respond. He did eventually. Then yesterday he said thanks. So anyway, but anyway, the other thing is self-trust. Self-trust equals confidence, right? Every time you say, I'm going to do it, and then you don't, your belief erodes. Okay. Every time you follow through, even on something small, belief gets stronger. Okay. The magic formula: decision, action, evidence, confidence. Okay. Small wins are more powerful than big bursts, guys. Don't just be, a one-hit wonder, as they say, right? The big goals are overwhelming. Small actions are repeatable. They're way easier to maintain. What matters isn't the size of the win, but the frequency of them. We're just stacking small wins, right? When you do the hard things consistently, you prove to yourself, I'm the kind of person who shows up. As I always say, here's the truth, right? You don't need motivation. You need momentum. You don't need motivation. You need momentum. So create that momentum. Stack enough small wins, and self-doubt doesn't even stand a chance. All right. You guys think I was ready for every Ironman race I did? Mentally signing up and writing the check is the easiest part, right? And then you got to just stack those small wins. Sometimes it's more than a year out. You're teeing up with this race, or maybe you're just moving in a direction where someday you're going to be able to open your own business. Or maybe, like I was talking to Bailey on the phone over the weekend or texting earlier, and, got another client, did this. Hey, here's the bar. You're going to get there. Like, what do things look like a year from now if you just keep doing what you're doing? Okay. With that unshakable belief. So today, just pick one small win, guys, that you can complete today. Write it down. And then just say, this is what I'm going to do today. And I'm not going to break that promise to myself. Today, I will blank, and I will not break that promise. Whether it's go for a walk, make a phone call you've been putting off, finish the one thing you've been avoiding. All right. Comment, throw something in the DMs if you care to, if you got the guts to share. And like I said, what happens here stays here. It's, public, can be seen all over the world, but we won't tell anybody. Pop it in here, guys. Sometimes it helps to tell somebody about it. Hey, I'm going for a walk today. Hey, I'm doing my thing. I'm going to the gym today. I'm not going to let another day go by without getting a workout in. Good morning, Richard Nordheim. Good to see you. Josh Baker is here. Rachel's here. Good to see you, Rachel. Matt Moore checking in with a 9.5. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Until day of, he says. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, pop some of the comments up. Wendy's going to be putting some of the links in And Bailey, we'll get your link in here in the chat, and hopefully we'll connect you with some of the great people on this live. Yeah, made your bed today. Great. I don't know how many days in a row my bed has been made, but it's every day. And thankfully for the last bunch, have help. Sometimes Wendy gets it. Good morning, Matthew Tolman. Good to see you. Way to go, Richard. Just back from a 4-mile jog. Nicely done. Yeah, good deal. We'll have to tee up a Katahdin climb sometime, Richard. Get you up here, and you'd love that mountain. Get Dave Brackett back up here. An OG Katahdin trip or something like that. Yeah. And you guys, if you've noticed my hat, it says hashtag live like Jet. That is the foundation for Steve Rosenberg's late son, Jet Rosenberg, who sadly passed away in a motorcycle accident. And Steve created, it was just a couple of years ago, and Steve created a foundation to be able to help other kids go to trade school, and particularly kids that might not otherwise have the opportunity. So that's one of the great things about me joining Steve, is that we're going to be able to both lean on this thing and create some real momentum for the foundation. So yeah, Wendy says the Mach 5 conference wait list is up. Check that out. People are jumping on there every day. I get notifications because of the CRM, and I get a notification when somebody jumps on the waiting list, and I see you in there. Okay. So it's growing. And I can tell you for a fact, listen closely, the best pricing is going to go to the people that jumped on the wait list. All right. So Bill Gustafson says, Richard, you need to run off that cruise food. Bill, you would know. Yeah. Well, hey, good morning, Steve. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you jumping in. What's happening, brother?
What's going on? How are you, bud?
I'm doing all right. Speaking of stacking wins, I know you've already got your workout in.
My shirt's all sweaty from the gym. I just walked in, man.
Yeah.
You know me too well.
Yeah, I do. How are things? How was your weekend?
Dude, my weekend was good. Had a great weekend. Re-energized. We'll say re-energized. Invigorating.
Retune it.
What was that? Okay, we'll call it that. Retune. Yeah. All right. So yes, it was a great weekend. Some good personal wins.
Great.
Last week I was out in San Francisco with one of our coaching clients, Arlen. Worked with his whole team. Freaking awesome company. They do stuff in the aerospace, the microchip, semiconductor world for nice. Aerospace. Great team, great guy. It was a huge operation. Was very, very impressed.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. This is another week. This week the waiting list curtain comes down. I don't know if you're aware of this.
I'm not. I don't know what the date was. So
I believe it's going to be in the next day or so, and okay. The team is about to drop the wait list. So whoever's on the wait list will get the cheapest pricing for Mach 5, which is interesting. I know we have a ton of people already. I mean, geez, I think there's 40, 50 people on the waiting list. And then the price, and then, they're going to start increasing pricing, but they're like, hey, we're going to reward the people who take action. So right. That's just how it is, Yeah. So that's exciting. We got the 2-day coming up. That's exciting. We got ground school coming up.
Man, I saw the list.
We got a lot of shit popping, brother.
We do. I saw the list of people that, cause we get from the staff. So one of the good things about going over and hanging out with Steve, I'm looking around like, dude, you got staff. This is kind of cool, right?
It's a business, man. You know what? I practice what I preach, man.
This is awesome. So Gina sends out the on the weekly, like who's teed up to come to the 2-day takeoff event. And man, there's 35, 40 people on that thing right now as potential people that are coming down. So I know it might shrink from that, but guys, I mean, if you haven't been down to the 2-day takeoff event with Steve, you got to come down. Like I always say, you'll leave a different person. And yeah. Steve, I know we've done it before, but just for people that haven't heard you, just maybe elaborate a little bit on what the purpose of the 2-day is, what it's all about, what somebody can expect to come away with.
It's funny you say that, man. I've been thinking a lot about the 2-day, and a lot of people ask me, well, what is it? What do I do? And it's like, what's it going to do for me? I'm like, it's not going to do anything for you. It's like it's not for me to get through my 2-day.
Yeah.
It's for my 2-day to get through to you. And
Right.
and to it's kind of like we buy new identities, right? I
Mm.
think is what people are doing is they're buying the successful version of themselves because they know what they're doing is not ultimately doing what they want, right? At the
Right.
end of the day, right? They know it's not working. And
Yeah.
so the 2-day gives them the recipe to change what's not working in their life. Because look, everyone's different, right? Everyone's in a different place in their life. But what's interesting, Bob, like I was thinking to myself over the weekend, like if just how we think, it's how we change our day, right? Like today we have
Right.
Mindset Monday on the Daily Sales Accelerator. All these things are in our minds.
Hmm.
Well, if how we think is stopping us from having the life that we want, that means that they're one thought away from changing their life for the better.
Right.
They just don't know what that thought needs to be yet. And so the 2-day shows them how to become a leader, right? I mean, how do they build a business and not a job? Most everybody builds a job because that's all we know.
Right.
And so building the business around an actual sustainable plan that's going to actually run without you, wow, what a concept. That's what we want. Most people just don't know how to do it. And they
Right.
they they settle into what they're comfortable with, which is a job. And that
Mm.
job is the biggest prison and the biggest cage because you created the job, right? And not listen, when I first started, I did the same thing. I thought if I work hard, that's going to make me successful. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's a lie we tell ourselves. It's not true. But we don't know anything else. All we know is that hard work. And so figuring out how do I become the business leader, the owner, the ones that people follow, not in good times, but in bad times. And then how do I start growing the business? I believe monetization is the most important part of any business. Listen, you could have the best systems in the world, but if your fucking cash register isn't ringing, you're going out of business. You just don't realize
Yep.
it yet, or you haven't
Hmm.
admitted it to yourself. So I think focusing on monetization is two parts. It's marketing and it's sales. Marketing makes your phone ring. Sales picks up the phone and answers it. If everything you do in your business is not focused on making money, I don't care what you tell me. I don't care if you have the best product. I don't care if you can hammer the best fucking nail in the world and you have gold fucking nails that shoot out your butt. It's not going to work. Like you are not going to build the life that you want. I mean, I hope you don't do that, but
Right.
if you do, that's your choice. Anyways, but
It's getting weird.
yeah, I know that'd be weird. But I mean, do you agree that like a lot of people? Listen, you've been coaching for a while. Don't you think
Yeah.
that's where people are stuck?
Yeah, I do. And backing up a little bit, you mentioned you said about leaders, and I think back to when I've left positions. I haven't left companies. I've left leaders, poor
Yeah,
leaders, right? And
totally.
and you know, if the person had been a better leader, I may or may not still be there, right? But I wouldn't have left at that time, right?
Yeah,
And had been looking for it. And I think, I think there's a certain type of person that entrepreneurship suits, right? We they like pain.
yeah,
They like to go through pain and anguish. But yeah, I mean, it's usually just when I've seen people come down to the 2-day, it is that one decision that is going to prevent them or propel them to joining the community, going to the next level, being done doing it how they were doing it, whatever that looks like. Like I would ask you guys this: if 2024, if 2025 is starting to look a hell of a lot like 2024 did, what are you doing? Like, what's going to change? And Steve, I've heard you say this, and I'll probably butcher it. Nothing changes if nothing changes, right? So you got to be willing to shake the snow globe, do something a little bit different, like I did 4 or 5 years ago. I said, "Screw it, I'm going to that conference," and everything changed for me from there. I met a whole bunch of new people. My circle started to change. Flushed out some friend groups, leveled up, and started looking at life a lot differently, life and business. So I'd encourage you guys to come down to the 2-day. It's fantastic. It's not just Steve. I'll be there. Oftentimes, most of the time, Bubba's there. Richard will pop in here and there, and so you get a full complement of the coaching staff. Joni Wolfswinkel's there, and Steve brings in experts too. It's not just him, if you end up joining the coaching community, or I should say when you end up joining the coaching community, you go to our 2-day ground school event every quarter. And that's the 2-day on steroids. We talk sales in the first quarter, marketing in Q2, systems, processes, scaling in Q3, and finally in the fourth quarter, I believe it's leadership. Correct me if I'm wrong, Steve. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. And this ground school coming up mid-August is the guy who actually systemized our business, Errol Allen. The guy is just a man. He's an architect, right? He's the guy that will take any business and kind of go, what do you do next? What do you do next? He's the guy that will systemize and automate your business to make it run without you. And then, I don't know, I think you know this. So my best friend, my old business partner, Pete Newbig, who was the integrator in our company, he's going to talk about how he does it with virtual assistants, how to grow and scale, like how we built 60% of our company in Mexico with VAs. And we had over 1,000 service tickets a month. We had 300 vendors. Like, so when everyone says, oh yeah, but I'm like, dude, you're talking to the wrong people. And not only that, we built the fastest growing company in the state of Texas while I had a full-time job as an airline pilot. So a lot of people forget that. And somebody brought that up to me over the weekend. They're like, you need to let people know it wasn't your only thing you were doing. You actually built a business that was running on systems while you had a job as a pilot. So I think so all the bullshit that people tell me, yeah, butts, I'm like, dude, the only butt is attached to your backside. That is it. Because other than that, I don't care about it. Right.
Yeah.
I really don't, because it doesn't matter to me. It needs to matter to you more than anybody. It needs to matter to you to say, am I robbing from my family because I'm not doing what I should be doing? Am I robbing from my future self because I'm not taking the steps I need to take? Because like you said, if 2024 is very similar to 2025, how is it going to get better magically on its own? You think we all use that work hard lever. We pull the wrong lever. And it's discipline over drama. I'm going to talk about that today on the Daily Sales Accelerator. I'm doing it. And we're going to talk about discipline over drama. Because a lot of people, they want to hear me or you or someone say, it's okay. It's okay. But my thing is it's not okay. You know it. I know it. The person watching this knows it's not okay, because they're robbing their family of time. They're robbing themselves of hours and days and weeks and months and years of not having the life that they always wanted. And look, Bob, you and I both know, and I will admit it as well. When I first started, and I'm curious if there's anyone on this call, and I will admit I was this person, that when I first started, when I would see people that were more successful than me, I used to be like, that's okay. I'm good. I'm good with where I'm at. But secretly, I wanted that life. Like, I really wanted that lifestyle. I was just afraid to actually admit it, because once you say it out loud, now you're like, okay, you said it. What are you going to do about it? And I never said it until one point. I'm like, you know what? I deserve that life.
Yeah.
I deserve that lifestyle. I deserve everything those people have. They're not better than me. They don't work harder than me. I deserve it. And finally, once I said it and I kind of proclaimed it and planted my flag, well, now I had a goal to go towards. And it was, what is it?
Yeah.
It's accountability.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, I don't know, did you ever have that when you were kind of coming up in the industries?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I've got a long history of kind of standing in the shadows so that others can shine.
Yeah.
And not stepping up and stepping into my own genius, if you will. Yeah, it's my time. So for sure. Rachel's asked a question that kind of goes along with that. She said, a friend of mine said yesterday she doesn't want to self-promote. She's thinking about starting her own side business. Steve Rosenberg, what do you say to that?
I think that's the loser talk in that person saying that, because the reality is we are all in the sales and marketing business. We're all in the marketing business. We're just marketing and selling a different product, service, concept, or idea. So saying I don't want to self-promote, that's an ego. You're not, here's my point, and I talk about this in my 2-day. if you truly believe that you have a product, if you believe in your product, I guess Rachel, this would be the question for your friend, your quote unquote friend. Um, but what I would say is, if you, sorry man, I had to say it. So if you truly believe, I know I'm the
Asking for a
worst.
friend.
If you
You're a prick.
truly believe in, stop man, you're making me laugh.
Okay.
And Wendy's gonna cry. I know how this is gonna go. So if
Uh,
here's the thing: if somebody truly believes in what they're selling, like meaning like,
yeah.
hey, I am helping this person. I believe in my product. Why would you ever take no for an answer?
Right.
You wouldn't. Because if you did, then I would question your morals and your ethics as to why you're selling something that you don't believe in.
Yeah.
The thing is obscurity is everyone's biggest challenge. You
Mm,
don't want to self-promote. Okay, well, what does that mean? Does that mean do you have $10,000 a month to start spending with a marketing agency, right? Because
no.
that's what I start with before I even spend ads. I'm starting out of the gate at $10,000 a month, and there's
Right.
much more than that. So the
Right.
question is yeah, you don't have to, but if you don't have the 10,000 a month to start and then spend ads and do all this stuff, okay, so that's off the table. Which means you have to do it organically, which means you have to do it, which means when they're buying a product, they're buying you. Nobody buys the product. They buy you because you have the identity that they want to have. They're buying the new version of themselves. People don't buy a
Right.
shirt because they want a shirt. They buy a shirt because of how they feel and how they think the shirt makes them feel. So for your friend that doesn't want to self promote, I would say, well, then what's the marketing strategy to succeed then? Like, give me the
Yeah.
strategy, give me the plan. Because if
Right.
you don't have a plan, then I would say don't even start the business because that is financial suicide.
Mm,
Because not only are you wasting money, you're wasting your time. You're gonna have a product and no one even knows who you are. It's kind of like saying, okay, we're open, and like nobody even knows who you are. They don't know where you are, and all of a sudden you're sitting there and you're like, well, this kind of sucks. How long do we have? What's our runway till we go out of
right.
business?
Yeah.
So that's what I would say, Rachel.
Rachel, I would say for me, it was like when you kind of start, like most people, you really don't like, you just don't have the funds to say, well, I'm going to spend 10K on Facebook ads or, online stuff. And then you just have to go full guerrilla mode on organic. But if she's got a block with about not wanting to self promote, that's something that you just got to decide whether you're going to do it or not. And you got to step into it. It's going to be uncomfortable. Nothing great ever happened to somebody that sits on the sidelines.
Nope.
They got in the mix that, hey, the first thing you do might not work. And then you just got to keep trying, keep pulling back to it. So, yep, you're exactly right. She says, so yeah, Steve, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's pivot back to where we started, because I want to make sure people know about it. What is Mach 5? Who's it for? When is it? All the jazz. Lay it on me.
Yeah, man. Mach 5 is October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. We're gonna have a VIP dinner. And I believe, I don't want to overstep here, but we may be doing a casino night in conjunction with the charity, my son's who passed away, the Live Like Jet Foundation. So I believe the casino night on day one, will all the proceeds will go to my son's scholarship to help high school kids that want to get into the trade industry. That's that. So that's day one, VIP dinner with us and the coaches and other speakers that will be there. Then uh, the second and third is all education, right? It's going to be
Mhm.
it's going to be the transformation of you. It's set to do two things. Number one, it's set to build a community and to make sure that we all have a community that we all feel comfortable and get to know each other. But it's also to understand who is going to be the new version of you when you walk out of there, right? The new entrepreneur, the new business owner, the new you, right? And we're going to give you the tools that you need, whether it's virtual assistant understanding, whether it's systemization. Basically, if you take everything that we do, we're going to pound it into 2 days to make you understand that a business runs off of revenue, it runs off of monetization, it runs off of systemization, and it runs off of duplication. There's three things that your business runs off of, and ultimately it runs off of you, the leader. The Elite VIP Day, which will be Saturday, for those of you that sign up, will be something special, a Taste of Texas. I believe we're taking everyone to a shooting range, a Texas thing, and we're going to do a whole Texas day. That'll be on Saturday. So first, second, third, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday's the elite VIP day. This is just about creating a community, right? That's what this is about. This is going to be one of those things that this will be the first one of many. We're only doing one per year. It is capped. We do not have a lot of space for a lot of people. We did this intentionally because we want to be effective. So if you want to be in that room, I would suggest you get on the waiting list, because everyone who's on the waiting list is going to get the best price break. After the waiting list, the prices will go up. And I believe it's today or tomorrow, the prices are going up because we've got everything set up now. So, I mean, it's free to get on the waiting list. Why you wouldn't do it would be stupid to me to save money. But if you want to pay me more money to sit in the same room, it's kind of like airlines, right? When you sit in an airline ticket, you know the person next to you didn't pay the same price. You know they paid a different price. That's how it's going to be at Mach 5. There will be people that have paid different prices and they're sitting right next to you. So if you want to get the early bird special, the cheapest fare, I would say that you should come down and register for the waiting list, because that will be the cheapest, and that is going to expire today or tomorrow. So I don't know if Wendy can throw that out there, but it would
Yeah,
make
we got it.
sense to me to do it.
Yeah, for sure. I'll pop that back up there and let me just see where that is. The waiting list. Yeah, Mach 5 conference waiting list link is up there now. It's in the comments if you scroll back as well, guys. Jump on because it's building every day, and ticket sales are starting today or tomorrow, it sounds like, and we're going to start with the people that are on the waiting list. Okay, so that's the best way to get to this conference. Wendy is working behind the scenes. We've got hotel blocks coming. Pricing for a decent pricing on rooms, trying to make this reasonable for you guys to be able to come down to Houston. It's actually Spring, just outside of Houston, but it's basically
Old
called
Town
Houston.
Spring.
Old Town Spring. Yeah, don't tell them it's haunted. And
you just did.
Whoa, shit! Come down, check it out. We have a blast. Steve and I were talking this weekend, and I was like, hey, like, how about a little cigar area, outside? Because that's kind of a thing inside the group. Grab a whiskey, have a cigar. People kind of enjoy that. So we're working on putting that together as well, to be able to have that area, some outside dedicated area where people can go and enjoy that. And I have we're calling it, for the planning purposes, Day 0, which is Wednesday, having everybody in for a social kind of a networking thing in the evening, just to kind of kick things off. And so that's where we would probably do that. I think we're having a happy hour Thursday night, if I'm right. Am I right, Steve? Yeah. Happy hour at the end of the day. So plenty of time to mingle and network and socialize. And, if you've been at conferences before, what I'm about to say is that the real value, I mean, the conference is always valuable, right? But the real money is in the conversations that you have outside the room, in the hallway, the relationships that you build, and how you, not to date myself, but how you expand your Rolodex, right? So
dude, it is so true, man. I can't agree more, man. Look, you need if you want to grow, you need to get in the right rooms. That's the reality. And some of you are still stuck in high school. And if you want to go to college and you want to get in a bigger room, you got to do something different. Doing the same thing over and over again, being stuck in the same group that you've been stuck in, is not going to get you the life that you want, because let's face it, if it was, you'd already be there. So what do you have to lose to come to Houston and just say, wow? I mean, listen, I pour my heart out at my 2 days, and anyone who's been to my 2-day event knows, most people are like, wow, like you, I mean, listen, I give it my all. This is going to be something that's going to go next level. So why you wouldn't want to be in the room, and if you say you really want to be a different person, you want to grow your business, you want to help your team, this is what it takes. You've got to do the hard, uncomfortable things to have the life that no one else has. And that's just a reality.
I'll hit you between the eyes with one of Steve's famous lines is, if you say you want this and you say you want that, but you're not doing what it takes to make it happen, why don't you just tell me it's not a priority?
Yeah.
He hit me with that
just
one
say,
once.
Steve, this is, it's like, listen, it's rough. And I learned this when I did some stuff with Jocko Willink's team. And they're like, look, if you keep putting stuff off, just say it's not important to me. For example,
Yeah.
if your kids want you to do something with them and you're busy with work, just say work is more important than spending time with my son right now. That's what
Yeah.
you're saying. So for this event, just say, I'd rather sit here and bitch and moan and complain about my problems in business than actually just make the decision to come down and figure out how to fix it.
Yeah.
You could learn, listen, 3 days with us, 2 days at the conference is equal to a year of you trying to figure it out on your own. And figuring it out on your own is assuming you're actually going to figure it out.
Hmm.
If you haven't figured it out by now, what makes you think you're going to? I mean,
Right.
let's just be honest, right? If you knew
Yeah.
the recipe, you'd already be there.
100%. So yeah, well, guys, it's been great, Steve. It's been great to do this once again, and as we always do, or as I always do on my podcast, I always, always when I wrap up, I always say to somebody, what do you want people to know? So
Listen, whether or not you come to my conferences, whether or not you come to our events, I just hope that you are really trying to find the version of you and the passion that you had when you first started. If you think back, you all started this journey with passion. Many of you have lost that passion. You don't have it anymore. It is slowly, inch by inch, beating it out of you every day, every hour that you get beat up, and you keep losing that passion. And sometimes you've got to do something different to get a different result. Whatever it is, well, listen, whether it's me, maybe I'm not your cup of tea, and maybe you don't like
right,
my tact, and that's totally fine. But my advice is find your passion. Go back to why you started this journey and figure it out. And whether it's with our group or some other group, find that passion again, man. That's the only thing I would say is really ask yourself, why am I just fucking beat up? Because it's easy to fall into that. It's hard to break out of it. And so I'm just saying, do what's hard and you'll have the easy life. Do what's easy, you'll have the hard life.
well said, well said, and that dovetails nicely to my talk that I was doing earlier about building small wins, building big belief, and guys, just having some belief in yourself, and it's not cocky, it's confident. Okay, you don't feel confident, you build it. Okay, you step into that, like Rachel, I was talking to you, Steve was talking to you about that. Self-trust, right? Stacking the small wins. Okay, and the fact that you don't need motivation, you need momentum. And you
Yeah.
do that by just starting to stack some small wins. Get started today. Go for the walk, go for the workout, do the thing, call the person, make one move in the direction of starting that business, that side hustle, if that's what you want to do. Okay, because nothing changes if nothing changes, right, guys? So Steve, thanks. I appreciate it. You guys that jumped on, I appreciate it. The if you got something out of this, as what's his name, Andy Frisella says, don't be a hoe, share the show, right? So
I love
share
Andy
it.
Frisella, man. I love Andy. He's a good dude.
Yeah, me too. So share it out, guys. Let's get some people in the room. It's not too late to get scheduled to come down to Austin, to Houston, August 4th and 5th. I'll be there. Steve will be there. We'll have a blast. We'll feed you lunch. We'll do a happy hour. You won't regret it. If you need more information and you want to talk through it, hop on my schedule. The link is in the chat here as well. And if you want to talk about how coaching might help you with Steve or I, both of us, inside the Rosenberg community, I'd love to have that conversation as well. So, guys, I appreciate it. Have a fantastic Monday and an even better week. And I'll see you back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Steve, thank you. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, brother. We'll see you.
All right,
Bye-bye.
take care. We'll see you.